The Power of Negative Thinking, Burton French.
When Richard Hatch won the first season of Survivor and took that $1 million prize, it came as no surprise to him. He had a plan on day one and used the power of positive thinking to make it happen. However, the power of positive thinking didn't keep him out of prison for failing to pay taxes on his winnings. He was so optimistic that no one from the IRS would be watching the highest rated program that year. As a Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, the power of positive thinking can get us into trouble. The power of positive thinking christened the Titanic unsinkable. The power of positive thinking declared subprime mortgages a great idea. And the power of positive thinking sneered at Tom Clancy, who back in 1994 wrote Debt of Honor, in which a hijacked airliner was crashed into the U.S. Capitol building. They said it was implausible. But before you think I'm a pessimist or against positive thinking, I'm not. I've lost track of the number of times the persistent voice of the little engine that could has urged me to success. But I would be a fool not to ask a question that could save so many lives. What could possibly go wrong? Not to discourage, but to help. You see, the power of negative thinking is essential if you want to reach your potential. It's what we do in Toastmasters. The first time I actually gave this speech, afterwards, my wife, my sweet, beautiful, wonderful bride, came up to me and told me that what I gave was awful and I should never ever do that again. Ever! We're usually nicer than that in the evaluation, but the point of the evaluation is not to tear down, but to build up, to correct bad habits, to create good ones. This speech is in so much better shape because of negative thinking. In fact, you can do more harm than good if you don't use negative thinking. I love teaching at my college. But every time I would go out for a promotion, I wouldn't get it. And when I'd ask why, I'd get the runaround. No one would give me a straight answer. And I was getting so frustrated, I was this close to just giving up on my passion. Finally, our new department head sat me down and told me exactly what was holding me back. And then I learned that my colleagues knew all about this problem, but they didn't tell me. They were worried about my feelings. And I wanted to tell them, what the hell with my feelings? This is my career, my life. And you're worried about how I'm going to react to some constructive criticism? I was grateful for the advice. And I'm going out for another promotion this year. And honestly, I think I've got a good shot because finally, someone was willing to use some negative thinking to help me. I only wish I'd had that negative thinking back in the fall of 2008. You remember Hurricane Ike? I did not ask the question, what could possibly go wrong if a hurricane hits Houston? I figured it'd be no big deal. So guess who wasn't prepared and who didn't even have a battery-operated radio? But my optimistic brilliance doesn't stop there. After 4 days of no power, we had it, and so we decided to visit some relatives until power got restored. That took another 3 days. Now, when we came back, we expected just to stroll in the door, the lights would be on, the AC was running, and life was back to normal. Have you ever had an odor wave at you? Because guess again who didn't ask the question. What could possibly go wrong if we don't clean the meat out of the freezer? See, at first we figured, well, the power's going to come on any second now, so why get rid of it? And then after a few days, we decided, well, when the power does come back on, the freezer will pop on, refreeze everything, it'll be a cinch to clean out. Yeah, that didn't happen. Now, I'm qualified to work a hazmat team. And I no longer wonder what CSI smells like. In fact, I figured we were just hours away from the cops just bursting down the door looking for our bodies. Excessive optimism can get you into a lot of trouble, especially when you apply it to your health. Do you know where most cavities come from? The dentist. You didn't have cavities till you went. That's why I stopped going. But I didn't ask the question. What could go wrong if I skipped dental appointments for several years? When I finally went back, I learned something. The power of positive thinking doesn't extend to dental hygiene. Guess what the dentist gave me that time? And I learned my lesson, which is why I now get an annual physical. And you should too. Guys, I'm especially talking to you. Yes, I know it's invasive. You get poked and prodded, and you get to wear that awesome white paper gown that opens up from the back. It's so stylish. But I don't care if going to the doctor makes me a pessimist. You want to know why? My father died of cancer when I was just 4 years old. Skin cancer from too many sunburns. It was preventable. So now I get my skin checked every year. If I'm out in the sun, I take precautions because my wife will not be a widow because I thought it couldn't happen to me. See, I cannot understand why perfectly intelligent people, why parents won't get the checkups that could save their lives. And if you don't do it for yourself, do it for your family. Ask the question, what could go wrong if I ignore my health? Allow the power of negative thinking to let you celebrate all those Thanksgivings and Christmases I don't get with my father. Because that's what I'm going to do. The power of negative thinking is going to help me live a long and fruitful life. And for those of you here today, it can do the same for you. It can help you with your health. It can help you with your wealth. And you never know, it just might help you win a contest. Mr. Toastmaster.